So you're going to be going on a world sailing tour?
Yes. All the way around. If I can ever finish this vessel. You know, it's a labor of love. It's got to be right. You cannot go out there half-assed, at least crossing an ocean. You know, so you just got to be right. And I've been 7 years working on this boat, but most of those I was working, so it was just weekends and a little bit afterward. But now it's like full time.
When do you, what ocean, what body of water scares you the most? What stretch?
None of them really scare me. It's knowing what you can and can't do and your limitations, but probably the worst is right here, the Gulf Stream. You know, because if you get a norther coming down and the Gulf Stream's kicking north, you get those two button heads and you get some tremendous waves. And it gets blasting through there 3 and sometimes 4 knots going north, well almost. And then if you get a norther blasting down at 30, 40 miles an hour, that's some serious chop. And so you start to get big, huge breaking waves, and waves don't scare me at all, especially big waves. It's when they start breaking, when they crest. And so when they get huge, I'm expecting to run into some 50, 60 foot waves.
No shit.
Yes. Off Cape Horn, I'm not going through Panama Canal, I'm going through Cape Horn. And not the right way, but the wrong way. Prevailing winds down there are west to east, and I'm going east to west. So you just have to, you know, pick your window. There's a lot, if you look on YouTube, you'll see around Cape Horn, people go out there when it's dead calm.
See, that's what you want.
That's what you, well, not really. I just want it to go from east to west so I can sail with it. I don't want to have to motor all the way through.
Oh yeah.
And I may not go the outside. If it's too rough and I don't think I can go outside, you can run through the straits. You know, you go through Magellan Passage or Drake Passage or Magellan Straits, and there's ways to get around and through, just like Joshua Slocum did.
Right.
He got all the way across, and then a big storm kicked his butt, and he couldn't even go north, so he had to turn south and go out and go on the outside. And he went the outside until the seas were huge, and then he came through this little cut. He actually came through Drake Passage. And there's a little cut in there that's it's just notorious. It's so bad. It's like water's all white from just breaking everywhere, and you have rocks that are just feet under the water, and you get these huge waves coming in there. But anyway, I've sailed to the Dry Tortugas from here, 200 miles, and a little 18-foot, what was that thing? Eclipse, I think it was, sailboat that I had. And a buddy went with me from Raytheon, and Tom Dempsey. On the way back, it got so bad, it was just so hot, middle of the summer, you start to go batty. I mean, you start to lose it when you're out there just cooking in the sun all the time. Back then we didn't have good sunblocks. We put on zinc oxide and the face is all white, but still it doesn't matter. You have to be out. I didn't even have autopilot. So we had to be, it was a tiller, so you had to sit at the tiller all the time. I'd try and tie it up and make it sail itself, but that boat never handled properly to do that. So that never really worked out. So we always had to be at the helm, one of us. So we'd have to take watches 24 hours a day. That's just my goal. That's a goal in life. And so I'm going that way, jumping to the Humboldt Current, which in the Pacific, you know, you have on the southern hemisphere, you have counterclockwise currents. So the water's driven up when it hits South America and it drives up north. And so I'll jump in that and take advantage of that. That's similar to the Gulf Stream, except in the southern hemisphere. And I can ride that for thousands of miles, up to almost to the Galapagos. And around that point, I'll turn west. And just watch the weather. watch the weather, watch currents, take advantage of everything you can. But there'll be a point in there, I'm probably away from land for at least 30 days, at least a month. I won't see land. Probably won't see many boats, if at all. And then I'll come into Haivaoa, which is one of the first island groups near the middle of the Pacific to enter. And at that point, who knows? I'm just going to take my time. Have to watch hurricane season, cyclone season in the Pacific, in the Pacific. So I'll at one point jump down to New Zealand.
Wow.
And take some time down there because that's out of the hurricane belt.
You gonna go to Fiji?
I don't know. I'm not really. Those are overpopularized places. It's just too much going on. Too many people. I'm the type. I like to get away from it all.
Right.
So one of my goals is a place called Savaro, which is in the Cook Islands, and that's a kind of a dream to reach that place. Usually, most of the years, no one living out there, but there's two guys that watch it because it's a national park. It's in the Cook Islands. I don't know if you know where Rarotonga is, but it's a little about 600 or so miles north of Rarotonga. And there's a guy that lived out there for many years by himself. It's called An Island to Oneself. Is a book that was written by Tom Neal. I think he's a New Zealander. But anyway, that's just a dream, just to reach that place.